Gonna do a replay review here. A game I recently played with Winter Wyvern. This is the first day that patch 7.07 was officially released. So, still adjusting to new things, new talents. This game was a random draft, so none of the new heroes were available. However, there is an IO, which I've seen in pretty much every game so far, because of the Ags talent and the level 25 talent that I don't think I've ever seen anyone quite get to yet.
30 seconds to battle.
But yeah, so I'm going to have some fun playing in a 4-stack this game with the Legion Commander, the Skywrath Mage, and the Tide Hunter. Those are all friends, and then a random person in Marana that I'm just kind of hanging out with. So playing for fun, mostly trying out new things, that sort of thing. So we had asked our Marana to go mid because out of our draft that made the most sense. However, she was adamant that she wanted to play in the off lane. So we mixed up some things a little bit. Put myself and our Legion in the mid lane. Put the Tide Hunter in the safe lane. And then the Skywrath started in the bottom lane. So this actually works out pretty well for us because they put Axe mid. I don't know if he thought he might have a one-on-one matchup. But so I immediately pop my Arctic Burn here, which does health burn percentage, which is good against tanky heroes. So one kind of click and I already take down over a third of his health to kind of force and harass him out of lane. So that worked out pretty nicely. And now I'm just going to concentrate on harassing and potentially getting denies. Denies, of course, now being increased value in this patch, because if you deny something, the enemy only gets 25% XP, which is really, really low. Now they've rotated the Earth Spirit in to kind of counter our dueling as well. So yeah, not the laning situation you would normally see, but it's working out so far. Let's take a look at the CS. That's not what I wanted to do. That's what I wanted to see. So they have a pretty aggressive lineup with the Axe and the Earth Spirit and the Troll. Ooh, what's going on this guy? Can we get him? Can we get him? Oh, Earth Spirit comes in. Try and burst me down, and I'm just gonna fly away. So right now I'm pretty much out of mana and pretty low on health, so I'm just gonna wander around a little bit. Bounty rune should have showed up, so I'm gonna first grab illusion rune so nobody else gets it, and then look for bounty runes. Interestingly scanned.
Don't mind if I do.
So I probably should be regenning at this point. And you'll see I kind of send illusion ahead just in case. But yeah. So get those bounty runes, then see what else I can do. I'm gonna try. Oh no! First blood giving up. Try and farm these guys, but everybody's a little low health, so it's not gonna be super effective. Ow, ow, ow. So then I'm like, maybe I'll just try and pull these guys. Help out my Tide Hunter a little bit. And I fail miserably. I mean, not miserably, I still got the range creep, but timing was a little off there. Alright. Well, regened a little bit of health. Mana's ticked back up a little bit, so I'm going to come back to mid lane. With the axes back to being aggressive. Earth Spirit is still mid as well. So I'm going to hang out, protect my Legion friend. see what we can do. Spam out my Q a little bit more. There you go. Some good harass line, keep away from our lane. Nice, he whiffed pretty bad on that call. And the roll in also whiffed pretty bad. So they played that poorly. As a result, we're able to chip their health down pretty low. Just kind of still hanging around. At this point, I think yeah. So I'm going back up top. I let our Tidehunter know that I saw the Earth Spirit. I'm gonna come back up, see if I can't help out.
The prize is mine.
There he is. It's gonna be in the vicinity, mainly just to scare this guy off. There's not a lot I could do because I don't have any mana. Just my presence alone should be enough for that. So, did that mainly to make him think twice. Put down our ward, give him a little extra feeling of comfort, and then I'm going to back up, grab a Trident for some mana. And now I see that they decided to go on him. So I'm going to try and come back up. It is just enough for an ult, TP in by the Legion Commander, and we clean him up. So that was good. We were communicating right there, saying that our was like, yeah, I'm gonna have an ult. So our mid lane decided to commit, come over, and I came in, and our timing was pretty good because we were able to save our Tidehunter and get both those kills. Now we're like, oh, we can get him, but none of us have probably any of our slows, so we used him in the last fight. Everything's still cool. So. We're gonna hang out, maybe get some damage here. Beastmaster's being super aggressive. That's probably a waste of my Q. Try and get one or two more little pot shots up. But we still can't quite chase him down. So at this point, I used all my mana. Not gonna be very good, even if there is a team fight. So I'm gonna back up, collect these bounty runes, while they kind of push the tower, but we're all in pretty deep. So people decide to back up.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Their Wisp kind of comes in, but I'm not exactly sure what he was doing. I'm hanging out. I'm probably really too close to this tower here. Beastmaster is level 6. Just something I gotta be careful of, because there it goes. Yep. So he roars me, try to push me down. I get my heal off at the last second. So get healed by the Legion. That is enough to keep me alive. Tidehunter backs up. So
is under pressure.
I almost caused some very bad things to happen, but we were able to get out of it. Thanks in large part to our. So yeah, that Cold Embrace is pretty good against physical damage. There, they didn't have a whole lot of magical burst at that point. Oh, I didn't see if Wisp had her balls ready to chuck on me. That might have been able to kill me with the magical burst, but otherwise, it was okay. It's magical, isn't it? Yeah, magical. Alright.
Radiant's bottom tower faces a stiff wind.
Watch our Legion here. There's a war but you can kind of see I'm pretty broke. I have bought all of our support items at this point. Oh, duel. Can we get it off in time? Yes, we got it. Ooh, double damage. So yeah, I bought most of the support items. They did increase the gold again for observers, which is makes me a little sad. I guess they figured that decreasing it as much as they had too much. They also increased the starting career price. Ooh, that hurt. Correct though. I almost trapped our Legion in. Whoops. So anyway, yep. And I have switch over to net worth just to see. But I also am my 1-0-1, so I haven't died yet. But I've been kind of roaming around the map decent amount. Haven't been farming. I think we got disconnected, but I don't think it lasts very long here. Frame rate issues. Blame it on the new patch. So, net worth wise, I guess I keep in game checking out the stats. But net worth wise, our Huskar, their Huskar is doing okay. Somewhat balanced. Armorana isn't doing quite as well as maybe we would like, but their IO is pretty trash net worth wise right now. Anyway, so like I said, I've got my mana boots. That's pretty much it. So I haven't visited bottom at all, and their troll is fairly large. So we're gonna see if we can't do something about it. It's a really good arrow. Let's see if we're able to get the. There we go. Burst at the end finishes him off. So we saw them back away.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
And I'm gonna ward this. Catch to see if anyone rotates in bottom lane. Obviously won't catch any TP's bottom, but catches 2 different river entrances, and it also catches most of the stuff that would be coming in from the shrine. So
top tower is under attack.
there again, catching some more rotational stuff. Figure we might play a little offensively, trying to get bottom. That's where a lot of the fights activity has been recently, and we don't have any plans to stop fighting, I guess. Legion's got his duel, or her duel, I should say. I stunned the first spirit there, trying to keep her out of the fight, so that we could concentrate on the axe. Maybe not the best of ideas. We probably should have been the other way around, but it's okay. Team fight going on here. We discover that the Huskar is pretty baller and kills 3 of us.
Triple kill.
So, what was that trade? I guess we missed the fight recap there, but ended up being not worth because the Huskar has. I'm gonna come in here and try and harass a little bit. They're able to catch me out. Ah, that was not a good play on my part. Try and heal up, but then magic burst is enough to hurt me there. So poor positioning, poor rotation on my part. I got caught too far out. You know, the instinct is always to try and harass them, but if you get too far out of position, it's never worth it. Common mistake. Inexperienced players, and I am not immune to it myself. So just be careful with your positioning, especially when the heroes outnumber you and they have good initiation, aka Huskar Leap and Earth Spirit kicks and rocks, things like that. So I'm just gonna kind of go over to mid right now. Try and get some golden XP. My Splinter Blast isn't really at a good farming level yet. My right click damage is pretty bad. So not doing a good job of getting last hits, especially since they're under our tower.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
So Arcane Rune. That's good. We see that they're kind of hanging out in our jungle.
Radiant's bottom tower
So I try
faces a
coming up,
stiff
see if we
wind.
can get a kill here. Left there 4 of us.
Dire's middle tower is drowning.
Yeah. So what happened right there is we both decided to initiate at the exact same time. Tried to save my tide and give the rest of our team enough chance to catch up. He also ulted. Try and give the rest of our team a chance to catch up. So we did not coordinate there. Interestingly enough, none of those stunned him. That was a funny sequence of events there. So he gets out. So yeah, make sure if you have big disables that you coordinate, because otherwise that will happen. We both use our ults simultaneously and make them pretty much ineffective. Legion getting a duel on the back line while we try and pursue these guys. And not quite having good catch here. Tide blinks in and not enough to get damage on me. So now I'm super dove under the tower. Our Skywrath tries to get on the back line and is able to pick off that Earth Spirit. But now the Huskar jumps onto our poor Skywrath and exacts his vengeance for his fallen comrade. Swing, yeah. Pretty neutral there, except that Huskar gets more gold, so pretty bad. And I'm only down 1k. Been trading kills fairly frequently on the map, but let's see, most of our kills, Marana, Legion, Skywrath. That's pretty good. Okay, so they're going on me mid here. Trying to back out. I use my ult so that it can escape. Couldn't quite get out, but the nice thing that the ult did was kind of catch them out on our tower, give our Legion a chance to rotate in, and she's now got 50 dual damage, so trying to make the most of a bad situation there.
Dire's bottom tower won't last long.
So things not looking the greatest for us, especially since their Huskar has 7 kills, which is early snowballing Huskar.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
You can accelerate early game if you don't keep him down, and we did kill him. Killed him, what, 2 times? But still getting pretty good here. Alright, so I'm able to deny that tower. And I've been doing a pretty poor job this game of putting down observer wards. You see I got 3 in my inventory right now, which is typically not a good situation to be in. You always want to be observant of your wards and how many that are left. So I'm going to try and protect. We just lost that tower, so I'm going to try and protect against any rotations that come up from the bottom. So we're going in on this Beastmaster here. Rotate around. Try and get a kill. So we were able to kill him, but didn't quite have enough burst to secure the dual win. Try and tank these creeps, but again, not doing a ton of damage to these guys. So my Splinter Bass is up to level 3, so that's a little better. And they're going on our Marana top. She's able to get up. So I come in here, I do have my ult up. They're all fairly low health, so I am hanging around just in case we get a chance to go on these guys. So I'm going to harass knowing that my team is coming. Ugh. So I get the ult off, but then our Tide ult's probably way too early. Not an effective combo. So a couple bad things happen there, and we'll see if our Skywrath dies here. Poor Jeremy. Couple bad things. One, I acted before our team was out of into position. And I probably could have waited another second. I think I got a little too greedy because I felt like they were all grouped up and I might be able to get it off. I'm actually fairly lucky that I didn't get stunned or silenced too much and didn't get bursted down before I got my ult off. And then, of course, the second thing is our Tidehunter jumped in and ulted while he still had a good second or two of stun on the Huskar. So that negated a lot there. So the Huskar continues to snowball a little bit. So I'm just gonna hang up by the tower, get the arrow. It's good, but in the meantime, Scar decides to jump in on our back lines. It's not good. We get the dual win there, Aegis, but we still lose 3 heroes, including our Legion. Not good.
Dire's middle tower just got knocked down.
So, yeah.
Dire's middle tower is drowning.
We got a little careless there, not having good vision, knowing that they're in Roche, not having a good vision there. We didn't see the angle that the Huskar was going to attack us from. So I'm going to maybe try and catch these guys out of position. But I came from a really bad angle. There was no way that I was going to be able to get to them without them seeing me. So they were able to adjust accordingly. X blinked in, the IO separated from the Huskar, and my ult was wasted and I died. So a little too greedy on my part. So to this point I haven't really played very well. Let's say. Try to get another pick off and they can't quite do it. Skywrath Legion combo not quite 100% online yet and can't quite get that burst down yet. The Huskar and the Beastmaster is doing quite well. SNY, Armlet, and a Halberd. Yes, now I have 4 wards, so some of this could have been avoided by having wards down. They haven't really been ganking us. We've been losing fights where we've actually had the initiation. So they go on here. Okay. So there I am able to get my ult off, and their team burst down the Earth Spirit. That allows me to escape. So now they're all fairly low health. I think about going in there, and we don't have vision up there. So it'd be fairly suicidal of me to go up there. So I'm going to quick drop that ward. Give us a little bit of vision, but not a whole lot we can do here. So Morana's dead and our Tide's dead. I'm very lucky that they didn't continue going. They get caught up in the own wave there. So down 7k, things aren't looking good. Tower advantage, we've only taken 1 tower and they've taken most of our outer towers. We've only got that 1 tier 2 bottom left. They're knocking at the door, they got a 7k gold lead. So now we're going to try and make something happen. So Mirana activates her ult. You see both the X and the IO. We're ready to roll. Triggered. 2 of them. Huskar is there by himself. Good arrow. Follow up with Tide ult. Then Earth Spirit comes in quickly. I guess saw all of his group together and got greedy. Doing a lot of damage to us because we're still grouped together. But it's only one of them.
Tower is under attack.
Beastmaster had shown it was not there. So 3K net worth swing right there. 1,000 of it going to our Legion Commander. So that was a very, very good fight for us. Man, 13 of their kills are on the Huskar. Crazy. So I'm going to try and farm up some more. Got my Glimmer Cape on the way. It's good help with some of the magic burn damage from the Huskar. Some magic damage from the Earth Spirit, and of course another escape mechanism for us. Drop that ward there. Mainly to help prevent any kind of sneaky backside plays they might try and make when we try and take through tier 1. Also catch them if they are decide to jungle in that area. I'll put that word there as well. I did change some of the ward spots. The map changes. So just kind of experimenting to see what kind of works and what doesn't. There's a jump in right there. That IO trying to keep him alive. And success. Their Spirit comes in. Tries to get us. Glimmer Cape. Shake off some of the magic damage and go in Fizz. Coming back in. Probably just a little bit of a mistake. Mirana ult kind of saved me there, along with my own heal. And then another heal, another Glimmer Cape. Kind of ult to stall him out there. Our Tide jumps in with, I'd say that's a pretty decent ult. Helps us catch up to the Earth Spirit. Secure it. I don't know if it's worth it just for an Earth Spirit kill, but so again, I used my ult too because I knew my team was coming in, and that kind of gave us a chance to reset and attack them. Yeah, so with these map changes, a lot of new kind of low ground areas, so putting the wards high ground-ish spots so you can catch as much as the low ground area as possible while still getting other parts of the map. So right here, I think is pretty good. Catch a couple movements in and out of high ground to low ground. Same thing right here. Vision's obscured a little bit because of these trees, but you're able to catch the river and this entrance right here and any kind of movement along right here. I don't know how much of these spots are going to be dewarded. Same thing here. You're able to catch a decent amount of the low ground here and any kind of movement towards the boundary line. Looks like they're towards top. So we will have to keep experimenting with these wards, this new patch, but having fun for now. That ward may be saving our Tide's life. Alright, so another Moonlight Shadow from our Mirana, who at this point we're really not coordinating with. We're in a 4-stack, so obviously a 4-stack doesn't talk to the one person. Why would you? So we're gonna see if we can see the Earth Spirit. And linked by the tide, catches the Earth Spirit out. We don't have a whole lot of vision down here, but we are by our shrine. That emboldens us to continue fighting over this area. So, another pick off of that Earth Spirit who has died. How many times? 7 times. Level 13. Yeah, it's 28 minutes. So that's the downside. You know, everyone's kind of complaining about the clowny stuff. Good arrow. Yeah, we kind of discussion with our Legion there. So Legion dueled immediately. Once we saw that the arrow was gonna hit, I think Legion could have waited a little bit more to engage her ult, because then we could have bursted down Beastmaster in order to get that duel victory. But hindsight's 2020, and a lot of times you see him and you just want to get that duel off. So anyway, yeah, like I was saying, with all these IO picks, I mean, you have to get to those. You have to get the levels in order to make them effective. And level 13 at 30 minutes. Level 14 now at 30 minutes. Still not a ways to go. And, you know, Eggs is okay on some of these heroes, but it's not great. You have to be... So, like, you have to be coordinating with your team, too. Especially if your Eggs is for a usage of a spell. You say, wait, okay, I'm tethered to you, now use your ult. You know, if you've got really good coordination with your team, then it might be worth it, but heroes at this MMR especially, typical pub heroes, and there. So that's a really good initiation. There, we're able to catch the 2 heroes. Quick duel victory. Axe comes in with the call. Huskar jumps in. So then I immediately use my heal on the Legion there. And I also ult the Axe to give our team a chance to reset, so Huskar doesn't keep pumping up damage. I was pretty proud of the way I handled that fight. Because it looked like Huskar might be able to murder us once it came in, so. That's what we just said, and so we're talking about coordination between our ults. We, after we failed the Tide Wyvern combinations a couple times, we agreed to have our Tide be more of have the initiating ult and save the Wyvern ult more as a follow-up. I think that works a lot better, especially since the Wyvern ult tends to be a lot more situational than the Tide ult, or at least out of the two. You're focusing one target, and you got to be careful to kind of take a landscape of how the fight's developing. That's more of what you want with the Wyvern ult, because you can really wreck up your team fight. Like, your Wyvern ult stops all damage to those heroes, so it's not necessarily a good initiation tool per se, because it gives the rest of the team a chance to react. And you can't burst it down, but it's a good kind of readjustment ult. You can, you know, maybe lock one guy down, 1 or 2 guys down for like full duration of the ult, and kill everybody else. So that's the cool thing about the Wyvern ult too. You can use it. You can use it as an initiation tool if you're way out in front of your team. As long as your team can catch up by the time your ult expires. It's a cool way to eliminate one of their heroes if they're all grouped up together. You can have them deal damage to each other. And it's also a good just kind of space creating during team fights. Said how I used it in that one fight to reset the team fight, or to kind of cancel out 1 or 2 heroes. And just use it as a pure stun, rather than worrying about the damage output of it. So it's a fun little fun little alt. You just have to know when to use it based on the situation. So it takes a decent amount of practice, and I'm not going to claim to be at pro level by any means, but you see a lot of pros picking this hero. Actually, you see a lot of pros picking this hero as an offlaner too.
The
I don't know.
prize is mine.
I'm a support. So anyway, so now we kind of get a sense that they might be rushing. We're tied, go in. It's just two heroes. You can see ult. I'm gonna ult outside because those guys are focusing on Huskar. So that ult kind of catches 3 heroes out of the fight while we work on the 2.
Double kill.
I'm gonna go back to that team fight here. And I'm gonna go to freeze perspective because I want to watch that again. Okay, so here they are coming into Roche. All 5 of them. We get the sense that they're going into Roche right now, so we're grouping up,
The prize
pinging it out. Our Mirana isn't quite here. So we probably could have waited for the Mirana right there. Right, so there's the tide ult. I see that they're on the outside edge, so I'm able to ult that. So like I said, that takes the Beastmaster pretty much out of the fight. It forces him to retreat because he took a lot of damage, and it also prevented the Earth Spirit from using any of his spells, and it prevented the Wisp from doing anything there. Which was pretty huge because those guys are a lot of their team fight in terms of just wreaking havoc, especially that Earth Spirit. The Beastmaster even used it. Yeah, so the Beastmaster didn't even get a chance to use his ult there. Just so now we're going to take Rush. So I'll take credit for that fight. But our team did a good job of picking the appropriate targets. It was a pretty good initiation by our Tide Hunter to be able to ult the 2. And I did my job of taking care of any of the other heroes in the backline. And our Legion, Skywrath, and Mirana did their jobs by just dealing a ton of damage to everybody. So all in all, a good team fight by all of us, I felt like. So our Legion's dual damage too. 110. Sweet. 110 at 34 minutes. It's okay. Alright, so what am I doing at this point? I am not Legion Commander. There we go. So I got my 4 staff out of that fight. Got arcane boots, and I got a decent amount of gold. So what item am I going to get? I have been jumped a lot by Huskar. I've been roared. So I am saying to heck with that. And those are 2 pretty big abilities on their part. The Huskar Leap and the Beastmaster Roar. I'm gonna buy Lincoln's. Not necessarily great against Axe, except for maybe Culling Blade. Not necessarily good against Earth Spirit, but it's okay. It's a good ult by Mirana. I ult there as well to try and save our friend Zach. Bubbles, Zach. So they do get hit there, but Aegis comes in, and that allows us to reset. Alright, let's watch that again. Alright. So a couple things happen here. So our Legion comes in, gets caught out of position, gets called. So immediately, Mirana ults, and then I ult as well. That allows our team to get in position. So they did use Dust, then our Tide also uses an ult on the backside as well. So I'm kind of hanging out as I'm getting gone on. What I could be doing a lot better job of in this fight is healing people. Our Tidehunter was getting pretty low, but he did have the cheese and that was able to heal him as well. So anyway, a couple of really good reactions on our part. My ult. So Moran ulted right away for some confusion. About a second later I got my ult off, which probably prevented them from getting the dust off right away. And kind of locked them down while we got into position. And then Tide got into a really good position and was able to ult as well. And we let them focus on the Legion, who had the Aegis. So even in that fight, Legion was saying, it's okay, I have Aegis, I have Aegis. So that we wanted to not draw attention away from him. I'd rather let him take it. So that's right, I ulted the Wisp to try and catch him out. Didn't really accomplish much of anything there. But at this point though, take in most of the Rex, and take all the Rex. And that'll be Megas right there if I can get away. So Glimmer, I heal. Glimmer again. Oh, not quite enough. My 4-step is on cooldown. Mirana's kind of taunting them. So, we have now taken Megas. We got a 23k lead. All is well. Yeah, so with our lineup, we took a couple of pretty huge team fights, which is what turned this game around. You can see right about here, right about here, right here, right about there. So our team was kind of designed around a couple big team fight ults and around our Legion getting pickoffs and accumulating dual damage. And Mirana kind of just dishing out a ton of damage as well. See our Mirana's net worth, what she got. Eggs, Scotty. Tide went with a Halberd in order to wreck the Huskar. It's a pretty hard counter to Huskar, that Halberd. Disarms for what? 3 seconds? 5 seconds. Yeah. Alright, back to me. Oh yeah, global concussive shot. So at this point our Skywrath is just having fun. Constantly pushing his W. Send me get out all the time. Whee! One. Whee! Another bad ult by me. Bad ult, and then I immediately ult. So Ted's got his refresher. And we will clean things up. So that was Wyvern. As you can see, I had average, not that great to start. Yeah, probably less than average. So not that great of a start, but I had a couple really good moments in some team fights that contributed to turning the game around. Bubbles playing carry well as always. What were the final stats? Yeah, 13 and 2. Mirana did a good job, 12 and 5. So, all in all, pretty good. So, Winter Wyvern, fun hero, tricky ult, but super good if you can land it well. Especially if you have another kind of Wombo-esque player like Tide. Get your timing down with your ults. You can do a lot in team fights. So, all right. See you later.